Hi guys, this is a big deal. We've all been watching to some degree the large companies associated with the U.S. government, Monsanto among others, and even into the international world. And we're starting to see these guys not be able to cover themselves financially. Monsanto has been on like an 8-year decline. I'm happy to bring you something that says on August 18th of 2016, Corrections Corporation of America, one of the world's largest, it's an unfortunate institution, had actually saw their stock prices went straight to zero. This was recorded, I believe, on Yahoo Finance. This is something that everybody could have witnessed, and I think if you go on there and you select the date, I believe you can still see this. And I have something to show you, because this means that the world is getting to a point where these mega companies are becoming illegitimate, and the idea that their businesses are basically on robbing people of everything and saying, oh, well, here's some money, boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. You know, that's absolute bullshit. And I just wanted to bring you this because I really do feel that this is a robbery system. The whole justice system is based on this sort of thing. And I can't wait to see these mega companies die out, especially these large correction facilities. And we know that when the large firms die out, what happens? That means the private firms grow and that they can do whatever the hell they want. And it is an unfortunate situation that will never truly get rid of correctional facilities and psych wards and all this other shit where these people are basically being tortured to death for what is probably illegitimate means for the most part, things that were set in motion by others, horrible incidences and everything else. Anyway, I'm not saying that there aren't actual crimes. There are actual crimes that are committed, and those people do deserve to go away for a little while. But these ideas that, you know, people are being held entire half decades and shit is just absolutely fucking retarded. Nobody should have to give their lives for that kind of shit, especially to companies and give consent and all this other shit. I mean, this is just absolute lunacy. I wanted to show you this because this just makes my day. And when I was given this, it actually kind of told me that the groups in power are starting to lose the fight. I know that this was a little while ago, but I just wanted to show you this. And I know that it does have a caricature of Lisa Simpson, I believe. But it does show that, and let me get into this because I want to show you that this is 2016, 2016, 2016, 2016, and it shows a plummet. This is Correction Corporation of America, NYCXW, August 18, 12:58 p.m. EDT. Stocks dropped dramatically, claiming $15.02, down 44.82%, and it looks like it hit what is nearly rock bottom. And I can't wait to see that this is the norm for these companies. I mean, we've all seen Monsanto, we've seen, if you're watching any of the super large NWO companies, we can now see that these companies are not faring well due to the changing markets and changing global perspective. And I do believe that things will be more local, and that is kind of how we will view things from now on, as a local problem. But I saw this, and this was absolutely fantastic to see for me, because it means that these companies are starting to lose favor in their stockholders, and people don't need to be locked up for 10, 20 years. I know there's going to be people saying, oh my God, yes they do. The reality is no, they do not. There's enough treatments out there and things you can do. You can have school shooters and things walking around 6 months after the incident home, and they will never be under the same emotional guidance and the same situational thing that they were before to do it again. And I know people that will say, well, you can't just go in and erase their entire memory and stuff through electrolysis or other means and just give them a blank slate, because they did do crimes no matter what it was, and these people have to suffer the rest of their lives. Well, yes and no. I mean, I don't believe personally that most of these big shooters even did the shit. I know you're going to say stop swearing and everything, but I still don't believe the Tarsara brother is guilty of the Boston bombing. There has been no evidence that he was even actually there. There was an FBI report that says FBI bomb squads were testing stuff that day. Oh yeah, of course they were, put under the rug and everything, but all of a sudden there was a bomb threat and you had a government bombing team that was practicing that day? I'm sorry, folks, I don't believe it all. Now, do I believe they shot the security guard, etc.? I don't know what crimes they did commit and what crimes they did not commit. It's not for me to decide. But there are things they could do to make all those people, rehabable within 6 months to a year if they chose to. So, it's to the extreme, are those people ever going to be able to be in public again, etc.? Probably not. But keeping them sheltered and, fed and everything every day of their life still isn't worth the time. I mean, so it is what it is, but I wanted to show you that the Corrections Corporation of America stock did hit near rock bottom, and it just shows you that the world is changing its tune on these mega corporations, and they're standing up and they're saying enough is enough. All these guys are probably rehabable through one means or another, and we can have all these guys out of these prisons in a better part of a year to 2 years, and that's the way this is in the real world. All your super killers and shit like that you put in the military. I mean, there really is a sect in an industry for every one of these criminals. I mean, thieves and stuff you put in the espionage units, like CIA, Mossad, etc. These guys that get off doing shit to people, well, you make them government torturers. It's not something you want, but I'm just saying, when it all comes down to light, these people are rehabable to one extent or another. And it just shows you how absolutely ridiculous some of the things are. I mean, I know we put people in prison for house plants and shit. I mean, that is just stupid. If that doesn't say that we're barbarians and everything else, I don't know what does. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. I'll tell you a little story about something. When I was about 5 or 6, one of my sister's boyfriends broke into the house, tried to kill me and my sister. I don't know what the official story is. I've never even seen the official case on it. But basically, he went away, he came home, and he tried to apologize, this and that, and I told him, look, I really don't want anything to do with you. I said, one, I didn't have anything to do with you when I was 6 or 7. I don't want to do anything with you now. He's like, oh, well, I got a bunch of money now. I said, don't bother me ever again. And that was that. In fact, I believe, if I remember right, and I got to go, eventually somebody owes me this money from what I understand, but who knows whether or not they ever put it on the books. I was told that if I was, let's see here, the situation is if I gave my statement in court that all my college would be paid for and everything else, I'd get like 27 grand or 270 grand, some ridiculous number like that. And through one action or another, I was never given that money. Now, I don't even remember that time period of my life because I was in and out of the hospital so much. But that's a boatload of money that was never given to my person, along with countless others that were similar to that. And eventually somebody's got to say, Mr. Rogers, here's your payday. Congratulations, you made it. And then I set up my companies, and I just sit on my ass and do nothing the rest of the time while managers, micromanage the shit out of it. And then, I sit on board meetings and stuff. But anyways, this is what the world is actually coming down to. And if you click the GIF, it just shows her dancing. I mean, it's a cartoon character. I'm not even going to click it. But this just shows you what the world's actually coming down to. And quite honestly, I'm very happy with this. Now, I wrote here it went to 0, but the reality is it was near 0. So, thank goodness on this. And looks like we are winning the fight a little bit, even though we all know it's all being controlled and brought down in a controlled environment. So we're not winning or losing anything. We're just playing the game. It's all it's ever been, all it will ever be. Thank you.